Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Fallout Bar after day 2 of the 2025 PDC Grand Slam. It's me and Carwin again, as always. It seems to be the way more often than not. The brothers from different parts of the UK back in front of you again. Gordon straight in there. Must have been having go through us before we're coming on. Yep, we've been warming up in the background in true Alexis Tyler fashion. Evening, everyone. Carwin, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. And I like all the panic sort of creeping in the chat. Are they coming? Are they not? Of course, we'll be here at some point.
They're always here.
Yeah, exactly. It's just me forgetting to put my phone off sleep mode tonight, so didn't see the link.
Yeah, you would potentially have got us early and not had to sit through some of the Tyler. But Carwin was, him and his phone were sleeping. I'm not sure you were sleeping, but I'm going to go with that.
No, let's just blame the phone for tonight. I thought Woodhouse managed to keep me awake. But yeah, all good, thanks.
Woody was excellent. We'll come on to that later on. But yeah, really good from him. We will get straight into it, though, and start off in the afternoon session again. Like we did last night, we'll sort of go through it in groups order, sort of as they played. So we'll start off with Group B, even though Group B was first and last in that session, just to make things easy for us when we're trying to go through it. First game on, Martin Loopman defeated 5-4 by Jurgen van der Velde, and then that one eliminating Loopman at that point, and then also in that group, Chris Dobie with a 5-1 win over Damon Hess. I didn't have that one as a wide scoreline, but that one was enough as well to make Chris Dobie into our first qualifier that we're going to mention so far this evening anyway.
Yeah, and what it does is it sets up the final group game exactly as we want it, where a winner takes all battle, really. And I think
it eliminates the 9-dart shootout, but that's the only
of course. I think the 9-dart shootout is one of those rare sites we get to see.
We don't want too many of them, otherwise we wouldn't appreciate them.
Well, this is it. You want to keep a bit of magic up with those, don't you? But no, I thought Dobie was very good this afternoon, and really probably one of the best performances in a, let's say, top 32 battle we've seen, and he'll be delighted now that the pressure's off him in the last game, and he can just enjoy and get ready for the knockout.
Yeah, like you say, I think very, very good performance from him. It was very similar to his first round game. He sort of mid-90s average, 50% on his doubles, and just a professional job to get it done over a Damon Hess who didn't perform anywhere near his best. I think it's fair to say.
No, and it's rare really to see Heta putting in such an under par performance. He's sort of one of those players now you come to expect to be around the 93, 94 average, sort of between 30 and 40% on his doubles, and hard to beat. But whether it was playing on a Sunday afternoon or what, but it just nothing went right for him really, and he'll have to regroup now in hope to beat Van Velde and make sure that he does make it through the knockouts.
Well, that's it. It's a massive opportunity as well for Van der Velde after defeating Loopman. Loopman, again, a little bit off it. We said, obviously, he's not sort of touched on it already with Loopman, but he's obviously just making his way back onto the stage, essentially, and into these sort of games. And, yeah, it just didn't look like he was quite at it.
No, he didn't. And I guess Van der Velde, with his Modus experience as well, playing on that stage, as I think it was Cam Crabtree did in his interview, wasn't it, last night, that gives them the exposure they need now, so that when they do get on bigger stages, they've got that experience, and he's got nothing to lose in that Damon Heta match, as in all the pressure will be on the Aussie, so he can just let the darts go, and if they land, then it's game on. So
turn up, play his game, and you never know. And I say it wasn't vintage from him today by any means, but he's another player that we know has got levels above what he showed today as well. But the main thing was get the win and keep yourself in with an opportunity. And like you say, it is winning, you're in now.
Yeah, exactly. As in, there's no complications. There's no relying on anybody else. Just do your job and get your name into the knockout.
Yeah, 100%. We haven't got a clip from anyone in this group, so we're going to go straight into the second group that we saw today, which you're probably not going to enjoy again. But we're going to start off Group H. Johnny Clayton defeated 5-3 by Lucas Venig, and then Danny Noppert beating Cam Crabtree 5-4.
Yeah, the electric went down in Wales, so I don't know what happened in this game.
Right, okay, yeah, so did it? It's just conveniently around this time.
Yeah, this game didn't happen in Wales. No,
2 games after this game, it was absolutely fine, I imagine.
Yeah, it was a 5-minute blip. No, I don't know. Johnny Clayton just, he's frustrated.
He's had a really good year. It can't be your turn every time. And again, he's not played all that badly. Like, he's mid-90s again. He's not had a stinker. But, yeah, just unable to get himself over the line.
Yeah, and as you say, as in, I think when he looks back at the year, he'll be happy with it. As in, I just hope, because obviously I don't want to talk about the Premier League because we're only in November and we're months away from it. But
we always mention it at some.
Yeah, but he was one of those names. Yeah, he was one of those names that you thought, could he be there or thereabouts and maybe get the nod? But I think he needs a good end of year after this, as in going out to the group stages in the Grand Slam isn't the ideal preparation to chucking your name in the hat. But credit to both Lucas and Cam. They've played better, deserved their wins, and they now, similar to the Damon Heta match in the previous group, they'll be winner takes all.
Yeah, it's set up quite nicely. We don't have to worry too much about like difference or anything with these first couple of groups that we have mentioned. Did we have? Yeah, and then obviously, like I say, the other game in this group, Danny Noppert against Cam Crabtree. I think usually it's sort of what you'd want after your big win first time round for Cam Crabtree, which is if you're going to lose, only lose by a small margin. And he got 4 legs on the board against Danny Noppert, but the way that the group falls, it's not actually really helped him.
No, it's not made much of a difference. But I do think yesterday Cam Crabtree sort of, I don't want to say he looked nervous, but he looked focused. He looked, this might sound harsh now that he didn't look professional today, but I thought he looked in the zone to do it. Today, after that win, he seemed to be enjoying himself a bit up there a bit more today, and I felt like he looked
like
a bit more relaxed. Yeah, and it's good to see it. I think we've seen him on various stages play, but he certainly in these 2 days, I think, showed that he deserves to be up there with the PDC boys on the PDC stage. As in, he's as we alluded after his clip last night, he's confident, he's intelligent, he speaks well. As in, he's got all the attributes you want from a young darts player coming through now to try and make it in the game, and pushing Noppert, beating Clayton. If he gets through this group, then I think I think it'll really give him that push to sort of make it to that next level, really, constantly then.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of through in this group, Danny Noppert is also qualified after 2 games, so he can relax going into that final game on Monday night and not have to worry too much, which is always a nice position to be in.
Yeah, but I think for Danny, as in, he's one of these players that once he gets on a roll, he just wants to keep going. So I think yes, there's no pressure on him to beat Clayton. He can just turn up, miss the board with, let's say Clayton hits 518 out of 90 darts, and be done with it. But I think a win for Noppert,
it'd be a special watch if you missed the board with 90 straight off.
Yeah, but I think a win for Noppert would be good for his sort of confidence, momentum.
You want to go in, if you can go through with 3 wins, it's definitely going to give you that confidence going into the next round.
Oh, 100%. And I think Noppert will be targeting that now, and and hopefully putting a good for him, putting a good win against Clayton, just to sort of really boost him up and prepare him for what will probably be tougher matches as the format gets longer as well, obviously.
Not often we hear the words, hopefully get a good win against Clayton come from you.
No, but you know what, as in, Clayton's just had one of those weekends where it hasn't gone his way, and yeah, bounce back next time.
100%. The next group that we saw was Group F, and we saw Josh Rock defeating Lisa Ashton 5-0. Lisa just struggled to sort of follow up the performance from the day before when she pushed Jan all the way. And then Jan with another ridiculously good performance from him, another monstrous average in beating Vessel Nyman 5-3.
Yeah, it's incredible, really, isn't it? As in, these youngsters, they just turn it on as and when they need. But similar to, I think it was last year where Van Veen won 2 games and didn't make it out of the group. And obviously that 5-0 against Lisa Ashton, I think, brings Rock more than back into it, and he'll seriously be fancying his chances now. As in, I expect Nyman to get to 4 points. No disrespect to Lisa Ashton, but I think the levels that these young players can produce makes it likely that Vessel Nyman will win. So you expect him to put in a good win and get a decent leg difference. Although he could be in. Oh no, if he wins, I think he's through, isn't he? Because it'll be very complicated for somebody else then to. No, he could.
Yeah, no, he could win and miss out.
Yeah, if Nyman wins 5-4 and Rock wins 5-4, Nyman misses out on leg difference.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. This group is
might
crazy.
even could actually. It could be a Rock 5-3 and a Nyman 5-4, and he would miss out as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, really close this group, and like I say, it's there's a good chance. Well, I say there's a good chance. I mean, yes, Josh Rock's played well today, but he's still got to beat Jan Van Veen, which is not easy by any stretch. The way that
we could have 2 players averaging in excess of 105 and thinking, how the hell is one of them going
at the end of it?
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's this. I guess this is the magic of the Grand Slam, isn't it? We're sitting here now with permutations where 3 players could win 2 games, and one of them could go out because of it, and it's just of a leg difference of
and then alongside it, someone could win 1 and end up going 3.
Yeah, exactly. But
we love chaos on this show.
We do. It's that's why we fall out the bar into it, because it's just pure chaos.
Absolutely, 100% with you on that one. Right, on to the next one in this afternoon session, and this is where we get 2 back-to-back games in the same group. So Group D, and we had Your Electric back on for this one. James Wade getting whitewashed by Gerwin Price, and then Ricky Evans securing his qualification with a 5-4 win over Stefan Belmont.
Yeah, sort of 2 contrasting games, really, isn't it? In one, you had Price looking very much the professional businessman-like dart player we've come to expect of recent times. Yeah, there's a bit of giving it large, as we also expect now, as in, I think, deep down he knows it probably gets
I'm sure Jeff was absolutely delighted with that and not at all being a little bitch about it.
Exactly, which is why I think Price probably did turn it up a bit more. But obviously, I think they're good friends off the hockey, and I'm sure once they walked off stage, they were bantering and swearing at each other. But then the game after that, I felt very nervous. You had 2 players, I think, who knew what that win.
It was a huge game for both of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think the relief on Ricky's face at the end and the way he celebrated. Well, to start with, the way he celebrated the big fish. Oi, Savaloy. What's going on there? Giving it the old groin thrust and what have you. But when he got over the line, you could tell that sort of win meant a lot to him. And as he alluded to in his interview after the first game, and he didn't think he should be here. Well, he best have packed enough underwear because he's, until at least Wednesday. So, in a group where I think most people would have said Price and Wade to walk it.
I think that would have been, for most people, I think that's where they would have been.
Yeah, where we know now at least one of them is out, and if Belmont can produce the performance of a lifetime, he may join Ricky Evans, as in, I don't think he's done enough to beat Price on his current form, as in Price will have to be way off the mark. But obviously, crazy things have happened.
Yeah, I mean, if Price averages a ton and 100% on his doubles again, he's not going to get anywhere near him. But
of course,
if that level drops a little bit, and Price didn't play great in the first round, so if that does drop a little bit, then it gives him an opportunity to go and put himself through. And it's literally, other than getting your way through without a worry and winning every game, the main thing you're hoping for in this competition is that when you come to that third group game, that you're in a position where all you have to do is win. You don't have to worry about anything else. Win and you're in. And he's given himself that opportunity.
Definitely. And I think he thrives on that, knowing it's a 9-leg shootout to get yourself through. And obviously, he won't care who he faces in the knockout, as in he'll take on anybody and he'll be confident of his ability to beat them. So I don't think the draw bothers him. It's just about getting through his group. And after his performance against Ricky Evans, and again, it wasn't a bad performance. He averaged 95, but obviously for Price, that's a disappointing because he lost the game. I think he'll be very happy with this, and he'll hope to build on this now for when he plays Belmont, but then also should he make it through the knockouts, looking ahead as well.
Yeah, definitely. And that was the afternoon session wrapped up. We do have a clip from the afternoon session. I've only just spotted it now, but it is from Josh Rock. So we'll listen to him and then we'll get into the evening.
Yeah, well, that month and a half when it was very, very dry, was probably very, very lazy. So, and then John O'Shea came in with Dortmund. We put a lot of time and effort in practicing, and he gave me practice routines, and then I went home and I've done all the practice routines, and now it's showing off now.
Is it frustrating that you let yourself maybe get complacent and slip into that laziness?
No, it's not frustration. It was just my own fault. You can't get frustrated when it's your own fault. So I'm just very happy. Obviously, the time and effort I put in for the last 2 weeks, I took them 2 pro tours off because I knew my game wasn't where it's meant to be, and I was saying to myself, I'm going to take them 2 weeks off, put all the time and effort in practice, and I've done that. Proved it yesterday. Just sadly didn't go for the line, and I played well there today. Well, I think I did anyway. So, and now obviously I'm here to play them all. No, but I've played well this year. Got semi-final of the UK Open, got semi-final of the World Series finals as well. So I know I've been playing very well this year because obviously I've changed manufacturing the target, which Gary Plummer really appreciate and take me on because obviously it's improved my game. So it's not up to me to choose who's in the Premier League next year. So if Matt Porter and the PDC think I'm good enough for happy days, but if not, then I'm not good enough. That was that.
Yeah, always what you get from Josh Rock, innit? It's always just very open, honest. He just gives you what he's thinking. And
it's interesting, though, as in.
Go on.
Sorry, I was going to say it's interesting, as in him saying there he's taking a couple of weeks off to practice and sort of following the run he had midway through the year. You'd have thought, just keep going, just run with it. But I guess it does show how easy it is to slip out of that form you're in once you don't put the time in. So I think it's I like that honesty. I think it's important that players do, I guess, analyze where the game's at, and if it's not right, to sort it out before it's too late.
Something about it, yeah. Don't just think, right, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and it'll fix itself. Go away and sort of do the right things.
Yeah, because I guess you could argue that some maybe more experienced, more senior players should take that advice on board, and it could save their careers. But it's I like the way he sort of deflects the Premier League question as well, as in, I think he's a Premier League player. Is he one now? He probably needs a good end of the year, I think. But I'm very excited that when he does get invited, because I think the speed he plays, the ability he has to mix it with the big boys, he'll be a real asset to that Premier League.
Well, this is the thing, and no disrespect to people like Stephen Bunting and Peter Wright over the last couple of years. You can't tell me that the Premier League wouldn't be better by replacing those two with Josh Rock and Jan Van Beek in terms of watching it.
No.
There's no way, and it doesn't matter what they've done in their career, and obviously those two players are sort of established at the top of the game for quite a while now. So Bunting's not won as much as Wright has, or anywhere near it, but even so, like, it would just be a better watch. And I've said this for years with the Premier League. You want players that are a good watch. Forget whether they're the world number one, world number two. Obviously, them two get in anyway because they're a good watch anyway. But like some of the players that get in sometimes, like Dimitri Van den Berg and people like that, are not as exciting to watch and slow it down and do all the things. Just give me the young lads just going back and forth at each other like they're doing in this group that they're in together, putting up 105 averages every single game and the rest. Like, it's just a better watch. It just is.
Well, the thing is, we'll often joke on here, I've heard you numerous times, call the Premier League the travelling circus.
Yeah.
What you want if you go and watch a travelling circus is bang on entertainment from beginning to end.
Yeah.
The Premier League now has become a very attractive event for a lot of non-darts fans to go and watch.
When you started that word, then I thought you were just going to say knobheads.
That would have been a shorter way of saying it. But the reality is, it's attracted this new audience to darts. How do you keep those audience interested is by putting on the greatest show you can. Unfortunately, there are a few players inside the top 10 who don't fit that criteria. And it's through no fault of their own. It's just how the game works for them. They've made it to the top 10 by playing this
in the world. So he ain't fucking getting in, is he?
Yeah, no, yeah. So I just think they need to look at the criteria of how you pick those players. And I would definitely look at the likes of Josh Rock and Jan Van Beek for this year.
Yeah. We went off on a tangent there, but
sorry, we did. Yeah.
We were talking about Josh Rock and doing the right things, and that go away, practice, and get yourself back, and you will improve and be better. And I probably need to do that because we did have another clip from the afternoon that I also missed, which is Gezi Price. So we'll listen to that one as well before we get into the evening session.
I said to him when he came on, I said, "Did you not read the players brief?" But no, he's a good friend. Sometimes he tries getting your head a little bit, and it does work now and again, but not today. Yeah, it's difficult. I don't think it's difficult. I said to him, we were practicing backstage. I said, "James, I'm your," and literally this is what I said. And he's like, "Oh, all the best." I said, "James, I'm your friend, but on stage, I hate you." But and that's what I said to him. I said, "I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to smash you up." And I don't know, maybe that hurt him a little bit. I'm not sure.
Right, though, isn't it? It's absolutely right. Like, you can be best mates, but as soon as you play each other, you want to absolutely batter each other, and that is exactly how it should be.
Oh yeah, there's money on the line, so you play to win, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, you do. Into the evening session then, and we started off. Better news for me. You got a Gezi win. I got a Nathan Aspinall win. 5-2 win over Alex Spellman, and then also in that group, the moment of the tournament so far, Luke Humphries getting over the line against Michael Smith after playing not particularly well, but he got over the line with a 9-darter in the final leg to win 5-3, and that 167 and a half average. 167 average in his final leg, just about dragged him over 90 for the match, which shows you that he wasn't at his best, but he was able to get it done. And not only that, in the process, all but secure his position in the next round.
Yeah, it's funny. Last night we sort of said, how often do we see Humphries doing enough and just being that little bit better? And he probably he was better, but it wasn't a vintage Luke Humphries performance. But then, as you say, when he needs something special, he finds the 9, and it's just another reminder that I am still the world number one. And as somebody's commented, I think it's Joel who mentioned that first leg. Yeah, so many missed starts.
The first leg was
double. As in, to be honest, I actually forgot I was watching Luke Humphries and Michael Smith.
Very much up darts, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah. I thought I was watching somebody in the Monday Night League with us, but wasn't the case, and they bucked their ideas up after that. And I think, whereas again, Michael Smith's average wasn't amazing. He's in games, and it's probably something we haven't said about him at all this year. And it's just obviously you'd sort of expect him to get to 4 points tomorrow. Will it be enough? Tuesday, sorry, I think, is it? Time will tell.
Tuesday for the evening session. What?
Yeah, time will tell. But I think he'll just be happy that he's sort of competed with Luke Humphries and beaten Nathan Aspinall, sort of regardless of what happens from here on in, really.
Yeah, and that's it. And I mean, he's put himself in a position to qualify again, and it's all you can sort of ask for. And he's got the prime draw out of this group. Like, if you were playing anyone, although he played better today, Alex Spellman, he's still a long way off what we know he can do, and still only averaged low 80s today. So it's where you want to be if you're going into this. If you've got a choice of saying, right, you and Nathan Aspinall will be level on points, he's got to play the world number 1, and you've got to play Alex Spellman to get through to the next round. You just snapped your hand off for that before the weekend.
Oh, 100%. And I'd imagine that's what his team will be telling him, is that the mission, okay, in a dream world, you'd have beaten Luke Humphries. That hasn't happened. Second best is you're going into the last group game, level on points with somebody, knowing that they've got to play a higher ranked player than your opponent, and just get the win, and a big win if you can, because I think the bigger the win, the greater the chance.
Yeah, he's one behind Nathan Aspinall in the leg difference. Now, you've got to fancy that even if Luke Humphries doesn't play well, he's probably going to win 3 legs, even if he plays badly and gets beat. So if you're Michael Smith, all you're thinking is, all I've got to do is better that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
I can do 5-2 or 5-1. There's a very good chance that I'm through.
Yeah, and with no disrespect to Alex Spellman, he hasn't really shown enough to make me think that he's capable of pushing Smith all the way either. So
no, that's true. And you are right, Andy. Humphries isn't through yet. He is all but through, but he isn't actually officially through yet.
Yeah, it would take something special from Aspinall, I think, to deny Humphries that place in the knockout.
Yeah, it's going to take a big turnaround, and I can't see that being the case.
No.
The next group in the evening session was Group E, and we had first player in the evening session second player to eliminate themselves. So I assume Spellman's also eliminated himself, but also Daryl Gurney was the one to go out as well. Actually, I don't think Spellman has he? He's not officially out, I don't
think. Is Spellman officially out?
It probably is.
No,
it's not, is he? Because it could, the way it falls. So Spellman isn't out. So the first player to eliminate themselves in the evening session was Daryl Gurney with a 5-3 loss to Karol Sedlacek. And then Luke Littler wrapped up his qualification for the next round by beating Connor Scott 5-3 with another very, very good performance from the Nuke.
Yeah, so weird really, because I saw a picture of Gurney having a chat to Kirk Bevins at the end. Not sure what that was about, but it was just it's another one that's got away from Daryl Gurney, really, as in he's probably sitting in the hotel room thinking, how the hell am I not on 4 points? I should be playing Luke Littler in a group winning decider, but here I am.
Packing my stuff up, ready to go straight home as soon as I've played my final game.
Yeah, which is bizarre, really. Not, I guess, what we were he'd have been hoping for, but good win for Sedlacek, and obviously now just means he's got that straight shootout for second place, which is...
And you're in between him and Connor Scott, which I think, again, both of them probably would have taken that opportunity if you'd offered it to them at the start.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So it's it's quite exciting again as well. But Connor Scott unlucky, I think, this evening, as in bounce has the wrong time. Again. Yeah, bounce has the wrong time for him, and just Littler finding that ability to punish a player for hitting a bad score is like no other player can do. He seems to...
Yeah, his timing is just impeccable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think for Connor, I mean, he couldn't really have done much more in this. He's averaged nearly a ton. He's gone 100% on the doubles, one of those being a 170 as well. And not managed to get over the line. But while I wanted to mention Connor's 170, the 170 that I really want to mention is when Luke Littler tried to leave it by going for double 16 with his final dart in hand.
Yeah, it's...
He just does his own thing, doesn't he? He just doesn't give a shit. Like,
no.
He doesn't care whether he'll get slated for it if it doesn't work. He's going to play the game his way, and it's quite refreshing, really.
Yeah, it is refreshing, and I think if it was anybody else, we'd be like, oh, that's disrespectful. But because it's Luke Littler, you're like...
He's not doing it to try and deliberately be disrespectful. It's just what he wants to do at that point, is the way it feels to me, at least.
Yeah, I think he does it as well, just as sort of to keep him sort of focused and just to challenge himself, because...
And he just loves it in 170s.
Well, yeah, and I'd imagine the fact that Connor hit one would have wound him up, and he was like determined to... Yeah, you're not the only one who's going to hit one of these, mate. But I enjoy an enjoyable game, actually. As in, I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing sort of Connor's career develop. I think he's one of these, because I know he's a bit older than he looks. I think is he late 20s, early 30s? I think so.
Yeah, he's into his 30s, I think. Actually.
Yeah, so I think he's one of these players that he's going to be around for a long time, and will only get better. As in, hopefully he climbs the rankings and sort of doesn't have any tour card worries, and just we can see him play more and more and more, because he's I enjoy watching him play.
Yeah, he's a really good watch, and I've done him a disservice. He's only 29 as well.
He's on the wrong side of 30 then.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. He wants to be younger than 30.
Exactly.
I completely missed another clip. We have a clip from Nathan Aspinall. So we're going to listen to that, and then we're going to go on to the next one, because we haven't got a clip from Luke Littler or from Karel Sedlacek. So we'll just go with Nathan Aspinall.
No, I agree with the rankings. I won a tournament, I won a chunk of money, and I've had 2 years knowing that money's coming off in 2 years' time, and I've not defended it. So what? Just because I'm playing well, I deserve to keep my ranking? No, I should be dropped, and that's what's happened. You know, imagine if I didn't win them 3 Euro tours. I'd be at Q School probably. You know what I mean? So, or I'll be commentating like Glenn. But so it's over there. Is that 3D? I won that tournament 2 years ago, and I knew it was coming off, and I've not defended it. So yeah, I should drop down the rankings. It's down to me now to fight and get myself back in a position where I am in the position to be selected for stuff, and that's performing well on TV. And I think maybe I'm thinking about that too much, which is why I'm not playing as well as my floor game on TV.
I love Nathan's interviews. They're just...
Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah, definitely an enjoyable one, wasn't it? As in, quite honest as well. And I think again, it's something that you want from players.
Yeah, well, that's it. None of us want to hear interviews where they just give like a footballer interview. Essentially, that's what none of us want to hear. We want people just being themselves and sort of just telling it how it is. And you always get that with Nathan, and like he's absolutely spot on as well. Like, yes, he's played well recently, but at the end of the day, he's still not defending that money. And you can talk about the rankings and changing them or whatever for more recent, but he'd have dropped down the rankings last year for not defending it if you changed it to a 1 year system anyway. So it doesn't make any difference, essentially. And it is the same for everyone.
Yeah, that's what I like. As in, he's known he's been coming off, hasn't been able to do anything about it, and now he's sort of paying the price for it. But this, I guess, it's an important few months for somebody like Aspinall to sort of get himself back up the rankings, because he's much better than his current ranking position. But at the same time, there's a lot of players now who would argue that maybe he doesn't deserve to be there. So you have to prove his worth, I guess, to climb back up those rankings.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it, isn't it? It's all well and good saying he's much better than where he is, and I'm the biggest Nathan Aspinall supporter that you'll get, but he hasn't played well enough to be able to say that. And it's the perfect time to be informed, though, and the perfect time to be playing well if he is going to go and do it, because there is a hell of a lot of ranking money to come over the next couple of months.
Oh gosh, yeah. Now is the time to find your form, because you don't want to be getting into this part of the year being eliminated of the group at the group stage, do you?
No, definitely not. One person who has been eliminated in the group spot, I tell you what, we're getting the hang of this, aren't we?
Oh.
Stephen Bunting, the world number 4. I'll be honest, I did not have that on my bingo card at the start of the tournament. I thought this would be a group that Stephen Bunting would cruise through and not really have to worry. But a 5-4 loss to Martin Schindler, who played excellently today. And then along with that, we had in the same group Luke Woodhouse beating Alexis Toilo and making it much less painful for some of us than it may have been.
Yeah, that was it. And obviously, as a Johnny Clayton fan, I was delighted to see the world number 4 drop out, because there was a greater casualty than Clayton. But yeah, I thought Luke Woodhouse dealt with what would have been a tricky game very well. I thought he did all the right things. Wonderful 103 average for him, and didn't get dragged into a scrap that we saw Stephen Bunting get dragged into last night. And I think there's a lesson for anybody sort of coming up against the likes of Toilo, really, is that just play your own game, and then you should be good enough to beat him.
Yeah, exactly. And Woody's not the fastest player in the world. He's not one that's absolutely rapid, and he tends to take his time a little bit. So it probably helps him a little bit. But he did say beforehand, he was sort of interviewed before the start, and he was like, well, just not going to let it affect me. I'm doing my thing. And if anything, playing slow players, it just sort of helps me stay switched on a little bit more, because I have to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. And he did just that, although when the 1-6-7 went in the first leg, and you start
to worry a little bit.
Yeah, we got a World Championship winning celebration. I did sort of wonder, are we in for another one of those nights? But once Luke got his sort of foot in through the door and found that first leg, really, he just never looked back. He settled, and he sort of put Toilo under pressure like we didn't really see Bunting do. And yeah, it was sort of pretty simple, straightforward for him from there. Then, wasn't it?
Yeah, 5 straight legs to reel it off after going 2-0 down. Like, other players may have panicked at that point, he didn't, and that's massive credit to him.
Yeah, and he's now sort of knowing that facing Bunting, what he probably thought would have been a game to win the group. Now it's just a game to win the group, but for him, not.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it does. There's no jeopardy for him. Obviously, he could finish finish second in the group, depending on how things go. But it's going to take a hell of a turnaround for that to happen, and I just can't see it happening if I'm honest with you.
No, interesting. No, exactly, and I think Schindler showing again against Bunting what he can do, and Bunting just.
I think he's another one that's not going to be phased by the speed as well.
No,
I think I've got Schindler as massive favourite to be joining Luke Woodhouse in the next round.
Especially after tonight's performance against Bunting, I think I think he'll be sort of full of confidence, not worried about playing the slow player, and knowing that he can just he can qualify if he wins. As in, it's that added incentive, isn't it, of knowing you're sort of that one victory away from going through and ultimately get through the group. Anything can happen. So yeah, I do fancy Schindler to win quite comfortable.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. But we'll come to predictions in a little bit. And not predictions for that game, to be honest, so I'll let you have that one early. Because before that, we've got to talk about the... I forgot what group it is. Group G is the group we've got to talk about, which is the group with Gary Anderson, Bo Greaves, Michael Van Gerwen and Nico Springer in it. And this group is not the group that anyone predicted.
Not at all. And it's funny, isn't it? As in, I was watching the Van Gerwen Nico Springer game, and I was torn. I couldn't decide. Did I want a Van Gerwen Anderson shootout, or did I want Bo Greaves still to have a chance of making it through the group? Because in both games, she's thrown outstanding. She's averaging just shy of 102 for the tournament, 101.7, 101.8, and is eliminated. And then you're sort of looking at other players still a shout of qualifying who've not gone over 90 yet. But that's the
way that it goes.
It's exactly
the beauty and the curse of the slam all in one.
Exactly, but sort of seeing Springer win and qualifying, I was delighted for him. I think, again, he's played very well, as in he was the one nobody talked about in this group. It was all MVG, Gary and can Bo upset one of them, and he's sitting on his throne with 4 points already qualified. So he'll be chuffed with that. And yeah, Van Gerwen, Gary Anderson shootout. Well, what more could you ask for on a Tuesday night in Wolverhampton?
Exactly. So, like you say, exactly what you want, but it does feel harsh on Bo, who's played really well. But at the end of the day, it's all well and good playing really well and putting big averages up. But what matters more than anything is winning legs of darts and winning matches. So,
5 doubles with a 70 average.
She is out having lost 2 games, both of them 5-4.
Yeah, but I think she's given a very good account of herself, and
100%.
Obviously we all know what she can do, and I think unfortunately for her, in the way the draw's fallen, in playing Gary and Michael first, she's had 2 established, experienced world champions where nothing phases them. Yeah. Where had she maybe had a group with a younger player or maybe somebody with not as much experience, they may have struggled to raise their game in the way that these 2 have. But obviously, again, I sort of go back to Gary v Van Gerwen. I'll take it every day of the week.
Yeah, I'm quite happy seeing that. But one person who has had an absolute brilliant tournament so far, and not just that, but will be sat there going, thank God it doesn't matter what I do against Bo. He's averaging over 100 every time here now. Nico Springer, who is in the second round already.
Yeah, and looking sort of very comfortable at that stage, and nothing seems to phase him, as in, yes, you probably could argue that he's got lucky in both games where he's been significantly lower in the averages. I do think, though, tonight's average is a bit squiffed by the fact that once he got to 4-2, he told himself, keep it for the last leg decider.
Yeah.
So he threw, I think, 66 and 60 average to get to the last leg decider, and then went bish bash bosh.
Just found it.
Turning up.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
excellent performance from him, and a big opportunity now.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's it now. He's probably gone further than, I wouldn't say 100% of people have predicted, but I'll say a 96% of people predicted, and it's a free hit for him now, as in he's got nothing to lose, as in because he's already gone further than people expected. So, excited to see what he can do, really.
Yeah, I'm fully with you on that one. We have got a clip from Gary Anderson, so let's see what he's thinking ahead of, like you say, that absolute belter of a deciding game between him and Michael van Gerwen.
In camera. No, she's brilliant, isn't she? Absolutely. I've pulled out just about every stop that I've had in the bag tonight to win that game, and she's good. She's going to cause so much trouble next year on the circuit. She's fantastic. Yeah.
Is she the best female player ever?
Oh yeah, by far. You know, until somebody else comes along, but yeah. I would say that. I know Fallon's a great player, and Lisa, but Bo's a wee bit different.
Very, very high praise from Gary Anderson. I was hoping we were going to get a little bit of a little teaser into the next game in that one, but I'm sure if you listen to the interview in full, as they all are on the channel once we're done, you will get something along the lines of what he's thinking going into the game with Michael van Gerwen as well.
Yeah, probably playing it down and saying Michael's a great player, and that
I don't practice all of the things that we've heard.
Yeah, rather be out fishing and all that. We've heard it before, but we all know take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, definitely. And that is the evening session wrapped up. We have got one other clip, which once again I forgot to play earlier on. So we have got Luke Humphries. So I assume there'll be some mention of the moment of the tournament so far.
I absolutely have no idea where that come from at the end there, to be honest. It was a really, really terrible performance for myself at the start. I guess this happens in darts. I'm not used to it, but I kind of, up there, it felt hard work. It didn't feel great. You know, in practice it was all perfect. You know, I don't feel bad or no injuries. It went up there and it was just really bad for myself. And the first leg sort of set the precedent of it was going to be that game, and you know, it's kind of hard to take because you feel like the last, 20, 30 games I've been up on that stage, it's been really good, and then you go up there and you feel absolutely like rubbish. So yeah, it's really, really strange. But then obviously to go in at 9 dart when you feel like that, I don't even have the words to describe what happened there, because you can't take a leg out in 24 darts, then you go out and take one in 9. It's I guess everyone's going to be, what the hell happened there, and I still don't know myself.
Fair enough. Lovely and honest as ever from the world number one.
If I hit a 24 dart within a 9 dart, I'd be delighted. I know what he's on about.
Yeah. I would also be thinking, where the fuck's that come from, though?
Yeah, for both legs then, not just the 9.
yeah, whoever found the 24 from would be impressed with that, to be honest. So that is us done for the action from, yesterday, as it is now. So we are now on to predictions, and we don't need to rattle through them quite as quickly as we did yesterday, because we've only got 8 to predict, not 16. So we'll go back to sort of usual format, and we'll go alternate between myself and you on what we predict, but get involved in the chat room as well. This is your chance to make yourself look good and make us look stupid by getting the predictions right. So we'll start off with a relatively meaningless game. James Wade up against Ricky Evans. You can go first on this
one. What's going to happen here? Is James Wade going to put a fight and get a win?
Does he care about getting a win when he's
that's what I mean. As in, I think,
and I say relatively meaningless. It's not, because there is top spot to play for Ricky Evans as well here.
Yeah, it's also if Ricky comes in completely relaxed and switches off. I don't think he will. I think he's playing well at the moment, and I think he'd want to carry that momentum on. So I'm going to go 5-3 Ricky Evans.
I think I'm with you. I think Wade will not turn up here because I think it would be tough to motivate himself for knowing that he's just playing for the sake of it because he has to finish it off. So I think Ricky wins. I think James will take legs, but I don't think he gets too close. So yeah, I'm with you. 5-3. In the chat, Robbie's got it 5-2. Bob's got it 5-3. Patrick's got it 5-4 for Wade. The first two were both for Ricky Evans. 5-3 Wade for Gordon, but caveats that with the fact that he hopes that Ricky wins. It would be nice to see him top the group. And then Joel's come in with 5-2. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that being the case as well. But I think the fact that he can guarantee winning the group, I think might just have him switched on a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sort of with Joel. That's what I expect to happen. Although I really hope it's not. And I think most people would love to see Ricky win the group. And it's a bit of a fairy tale with him sort of qualifying so late and what have you. So yeah.
Yeah. Then we are into Group B, and we have Chris Dobie up against Martin Lukeman. Chris Dobie more than likely just going to have to win a couple of legs to guarantee winning the group. So obviously for him, that's a big opportunity. But Martin Lukeman is just about getting a bit more time up on stage and just getting a bit more comfortable up there again. Essentially, I just think Dobie's playing too solidly and too consistently, and I think he wins this one. I'm going to go 5-3 for Dobie.
I'm with you on the Dobie win, but I think I don't think Lukeman will have much in him in terms of a fight back, unfortunately. I think Lukeman. I think Dobie wins 5-2.
5-2. I don't think there's going to be anyone disagreeing with us in the chat room, to be honest. Robbie's got it 5-2 for Dobie. Andy's got it 5-1. Gordon 5-2. Mike's got it 5-2. Joel 5-2. 5-1 for Patrick. And then 5-4 for Bob. So yeah, everyone, 100% of the chat room and ourselves all going with the Chris Dobie win. Stephen Bunting against Luke Woodhouse is your next game in Group C.
I think Bunting gets his act together because I can't see him not winning a game. But I think it'll be close. I think Bunting wins it 5-4. Although, again, similar to Ricky Evans, I'd love to see Luke Woodhouse win all three. I just think Bunting will be more switched on than Wade.
Yeah, fair enough. For me, I think this one is... Yeah, I think it's one that could go in Bunting's direction, just mainly because I don't know actually. No, I'm gonna go the other way. I think as soon as Woody gets the 2 legs, possibly, I think that he needs to guarantee top spot. As soon as he gets that, I think he'll relax. And I think he'll just flow from there and play well. So I think he wins this one and wins it 5-3. Robbie agrees with me. He's got it 5-3 for Woodhouse. Mike's got it 5-3 for Bunting, as is Andy. Woodhouse 5-4 for Gordon, 5-4 Bunting for Patrick. Bob's got it 5-3 for Woodhouse, and Joel has got it 5-4 for Woodhouse. So yeah, pretty split on that one. Martin Schindler, Alexis Toyle, I don't think we'll be too split on this one. I think Schindler wins this one. I think he wins it easy. I think he beats him 5-2, which will not be enough to give himself a chance of winning the group, but will get him safely through to the next round.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with you there, really. I don't think it's much of a contest. And the problem is they've put this game on early in the night, so if it goes deep, we could be playing.
Yeah, you don't want to be Damon Heta and Jurgen van der Velde preparing for a straight shootout for who gets into the next round.
Yeah.
Thinking we could be up it could be another 40 minutes until we get on there.
Yeah, you could have a 2-minute warm-up or a 50-minute warm-up, depending on Tyler. I think Schindler wins comfortable, as in I find it hard to deviate from what you predicted as a 5-2, and that's what my gut's saying as well, which is awfully boring, and I'm sorry to the people watching us, but yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with you on this one. 5-2 Schindler.
I think there'll be a few agreeing with us as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Although looking at them, there's a few going with the hearts over the heads in hoping for a whitewash. Shindy 5-2 for Gordon. Andy's got it 5-0. Daly's even said it in there, just less toil or harsh. I mean, I'm sure he's a lovely bloke, but it's painful to watch. Robbie's got it 5-2. Patrick also 5-2. 5-3 for Joel. And Bob saying 5-0, but it'll still be the longest game of the evening. Probably not far wrong there. I did miss Greatest Showman off. Well, I say I missed him off. He was a little bit late on the last one. He had 5-2 Woody on the one previously.
Oh, he's just come in now then with his Shindy.
There he is, 5-3 Shindy as well. He must be slightly behind on the old stream, making sure he doesn't miss a moment of us. Next one is Damon Heta against Jurgen van der Velde. Like I say, this is a straight shootout for who gets through in second place behind Chris Dobie in this group. You first on this one, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I know I said earlier that Van Velde has got stage experience with Modus, but I know Heta had a hammering today. I just think he's an Aussie, and Aussies know how to win in every sport.
Whoa. Hang on a minute.
You know.
We're 2 weeks away from the start of the Ashes. We're not talking about Aussies winning anything.
Oh, he could be 3 down, and you'd still think he's going to win this because they've got this special gene or something inside them where they just don't know how to lose. As a Welsh rugby fan, I've endured it for years when Wales have played them, and I think Heta wins this one because he just knows how to, and I think he wins. I think the scoreline will be more comfortable than the game, so he wins 5-2.
Okay, yeah, like sort of close legs, but he manages to win.
Yeah,
I think I'm with you on that, and I think a lot of the points you made about if you just said about Damon Heta, I'd have agreed with, but just trying very hard not to mention the fact that as a World Rugby fan for the last couple of years, you've been losing to everyone, not just the Australians.
True.
I tried my best. I wasn't going to say it, but I said it. I think Heta wins this one relatively comfortably as well. I just think that experience will tell in this one, and I think he wins it 5-3. Joel's with you. He's got it 5-2 for Heta. Bob's got it 5-4 Heta. Gordon's got it 5-3. Andy's gone for the upset of Van der Velde to win 5-4, as has Robbie. Mike's gone with 5-3 for Van der Velde, and Heta 5-3 for Patrick. So we've got a pretty split there, a bit more split than I expected it to be on that one. And then we have got Gerwyn Price up against Stefan Belmont. At this point, he's going to know whether he can win the group still as well. He's Gezi. But the main thing he'll be wanting is just get the win and get through to the next round. And I think he does. And I think he does it pretty comfortably. I'm going to go with 5-2.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I can't see Belmont keeping up with Price if he's on it. And he will be on it because he just wants to get through the group. I think 5-1. I think it's pretty much done and dusted within 15 minutes, and yeah, he books an extra night in the hotel. Actually, 2 nights then, I should say.
Yeah, well, there we are. That one. I think most people will be agreeing in the chat room, but Andy's got it 5-0 for Price. I think Belmont's playing too well not to get a leg. Price 5-2 for Gordon. Robbie's got it 5-1. Patrick 5-2. Bob going with the upset. Belmont 5-4, and Mike is in there with 5-2 for Gezi. Michael Smith, Alex Spellman is your next one. We've got Group A left for the end of the session. Both games back to back. Michael Smith first to try and put the pressure on Nathan Aspinall. Smith against Spellman. I think it's you to go first.
Yeah.
Ray Shulman's got it Gezi 5-2, by the way.
Oh, he's right. Yeah. Don't apologise, Gator Shulman. It's
oh yeah, no need to apologise.
No. It's time. I'm from Wales. Time difference here as well. Don't worry about it.
Colin's still in 1983.
Yeah, black and white telly. I think Michael Smith wins. He's done more than enough to win the game. Spellman hasn't done enough to convince me he's going to win the game. Michael Smith 5-2, I think 5-2.
I've got a feeling that he's not going to make this easy on himself. I think Michael Smith wins, but I think he gets dragged into it a little bit. And I think it's 5-3. I don't think it goes all the way, but I think it gets a little bit nervy, and maybe Spellman misses a dart to get it back to 4 apiece before Smith takes it out. I think it'll be that sort of a game where it will be tight and stuff. But yeah, 5-3 win for Smith for me. Joel's got it 5-2. Gordon 5-3. Smith 5-1 for Andy. 5-3 for Robbie. 5-2 for Mike. Patrick's got it 5-1. And Bob's got it 5-2. Greg Shulman's just said his internet provider's toilet. That is excellent. Great from that. And he's got it 5-4. He's got it going tight in this game as well. And then we round it off with the final game of the night. And from what most of us have said in there, I'm going to throw it as an average of a 5-2 for Smith, 5-3. 5-3 for Smith would probably be average it out. That would leave Nathan Aspinall needing to win and needing to match that result.
Yeah.
5-3 to
he
make
basically needs to match.
Oh,
sorry.
That's what he needs to guarantee going through.
Yeah. Do you want me to go first too?
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he'd have to match the result, because if he was one worse, it'll go off head to head, will it?
Head to head, and then he'd be out, yeah.
Yeah, so he would have to match that with a 5-3 against Luke Humphreys. Luke Humphreys, who was qualified, does that mean that... Well, he hasn't qualified, has he? But he's basically qualified. Does that mean that Nathan Aspinall gets over the line? I want to say yes. And I'm going to say yes. Sorry. Heart overhead. We're going to do it. Nathan Aspinall wins 5-3 as well. And that's enough.
Just to answer Mike, ask the question, is Humphreys through regardless? Mathematically, he's not through yet, Mike.
Not quite. But if Michael Smith only wins 5-3, then
5-3, yeah, he would be through because they'd match.
Then he is through. Yeah.
So, not mathematically.
No, actually, at that point, he could. He will be through at that point.
Yeah. You know what? I'd love to see the Asp do it and cause the upset and make it through from this group. I just worry that tonight was Luke Humphreys iffy game.
Yeah.
And I cannot see him being that. Oh my God, sloppy. That's not the word I want, but I can't translate it quite quickly over my head.
That's sloppy 9 darts that he threw.
Well,
I know, but no, I'm with you. He was nowhere near his level today.
For his standard, for 7 legs, it was below par. Then he hit the magical 9 to sort of make things right. So I think Humphreys wins, and I think he wins 5-2.
2 big win as well.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me
because he'll have obviously prepared it as if he needs to win the game to guarantee his progression in the group, because they're back to back. It sort of takes away that time for him to ease up with his prep or whatever, because he'll just be on it until they call him up.
Yeah. So finally then, from the chat room, Patrick's got it 5-4 for us, as is Bob. Mike's got it 5-0 us when Luke doesn't get out of the group. That is still a possibility. Humphreys 5-3 for Robbie. Andy's gone 5-2 for Humphreys. Gordon's 5-3 for Humphreys. Joel 5-2. Greater Showman 5-2, both for Humphreys as well. Mike changed his mind and asked 5-1. And then asked 5-3 for. Have I lost something here?
I think they're all. Everyone's changing their mind.
Mike and Greater Showman have thrown 2 predictions in there and thrown me completely.
I think they've had some breaking news or something whilst we're live on air.
That's it. Yeah, something like some point, like I assume, like Luke Humphreys has just lost an arm or something. I'm not sure what's happened.
Or Luke Humphreys pulled out the game and still loses still wins 3 legs.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's us done for tonight. Reminder that all of the interviews, of course, that we play clips from are in full on the channel. So get yourself over there and have a listen to those. Maybe now, if you've got some sort of problem with insomnia, which is probably why you're watching us in the first place, second, or watch them tomorrow at your leisure rather than doing any work. But that has been the Fallout Bar. We will be back tomorrow after Monday night's action. It's not me tomorrow night, but it will be Carwin again, I believe, and it will be everyone's favourite Mr. Simpson.
It may not be Carwin. He's got pub dance, depending. Actually, if a certain Martin Schindler and Tyler want to play 9 legs, it'll definitely be me. Otherwise, if that's only 5, that's the saving grace, is we've got a long game in the pipeline.
Yeah, that is it. So if they play 9 legs, Carwin will be on just round about when Damon Hetter's starting the 4th to last game of the night.
Yeah,
be on early. But yeah, that is us all done. So thank you very much all getting involved as well. We're at the good point now where, as much as we love having 16 games a day, we can actually go through the predictions properly and let you lot get involved properly as well. So thank you, everyone, and we will see you all tomorrow.